Hi, everybody. My name is Corey Stokes. I work in the Center for Career and Professional Development, and you are all at our major fair, so hopefully you're in the right place. And in this session, I'm going to be talking about exploring majors. So if you do not have a major currently selected, or maybe you're thinking about switching, or if you're just not even sure what you can do with your major, you are in the right place. So welcome, and we will just get started. So first thing, maybe you're all wondering, is it okay to not have a major selected? And yes, there are so many different benefits to starting at Sacred Heart as an exploratory student. You are going to have the option to explore different majors and minors. You're going to learn about career paths that maybe you didn't even know existed before. You're going to be able to connect with different classes and professors and industries that maybe you've thought about exploring. And ultimately, hopefully, you'll be able to make an informed and educated decision about your future and just feel confident in your future major and career path. One thing I just want to say, and I think this is the most important piece of advice that out of this whole session, is that it's very important as a student who might be exploring majors or unsure of what they want to pursue, that you just take advantage of the programs offered to you to help you explore. So obviously you are all here, you're taking a step in the right direction, but just keep this momentum going because you're not going to figure out what you want to major in or what you want, what career you want to pursue. You're not going to figure it out by just sitting in your room and hoping one day it'll come to you. It's so important to, attend events, even if they're virtual, try different classes, speak with different professors, and, just do your research to help you make an informed decision. So you might be wondering, how important is your major? I think sometimes students come in to Sacred Heart and they think my major is going to, dictate my whole future. It's going to, help me find the perfect job. And that's just what I'm going to spend my life doing. But just keep in mind that the major you choose will neither predict or guarantee your future. You could major in something that could have a very lucrative career tied to it, but that doesn't mean it doesn't guarantee you that career. So just keep that in mind. Many graduates find jobs that have nothing to do with what they studied in college, and that's completely normal too. And just according to the US Department of Labor, the average person will change career fields 2 to 3 times in their lifetime. So, I never want anyone to feel like trapped in a major. I mean, this is just one part of your journey. Who's to say, what you'll end up pursuing after Sacred Heart? And granted, unless you're pursuing something extremely specific, like electrical engineering, it probably won't really matter what you choose as your major. I think most important is to just find a major that you enjoy and that you can do well in. So just jumping off, talking about one of our programs that we offer for our exploratory students is Discover You. So I know some of you may already be familiar with it, but basically it's an exploratory program that's designed to help students try new things, learn about new careers, and just feel confident in their future endeavors. So what does it involve? It's going to look different for every student involved because all students have different needs. But it could consist of one-on-one coaching, some guided personality and interest assessments, which, by the way, you can have access to at any time. They're right on our website. So if you don't even want to work with your career coach, you don't have to take those assessments. We also have a job shadow program that I will go into further detail. We also help connect students with professionals in a variety of industries, assisted informational interviews, which is basically just interviewing someone for information. and basically just helping you to navigate on-campus involvement to enhance your career journey. I think it's just so important as an exploratory student to really speak to as many people as possible, learn as much as you can, because it's going to help you figure out what it is you want to pursue. Um, and like I said before, it's going to look different for every student. So one student might just need to take an assessment and be done with it. Other students might want to job shadow and do a little bit more exploring. So it's a very individualized program and it's available at all times throughout the year. You don't have to join it in the beginning of semester. If you want to start it now, you could. So it's a great program and I hope some of you will consider it. We also have an alumni job shadow program. So how this works is we have a large number of alumni who also applied to be a part of this program in a variety of industries, everything from business to healthcare to, I mean, honestly, education, anything that you can imagine. We have alumni working in those fields. And as a student, you will have the opportunity to apply to this program in the fall semester. And then from there, you are matched with an alum who works in an industry that you are interested in. This program has moved to all virtual at this point, but we have been getting great feedback from students. We connect them in like Zoom rooms and they have conversations with their alumni matches. And really, it's just a great way to gain insight on important industry trends, explore new career paths, observe a professional work environment if the alum is working on site, and learn the ins and outs of a specific company or industry. I think job shadowing is such a great way to learn more about certain jobs and just see if you could picture yourself in a certain career before you commit to a semester long internship. You know, job shadows are very low commitment. They're typically a day or two. So it's a great way just to get a little glimpse into that career path. And just a side story, you know, sometimes you'll go on a job shadow and end up hating the job. That happened to me as an undergrad student. I used to be an exploratory student and I did a job shadow and I hated the field. And that's okay too, because you kind of take that, you know, that career off the table and you move on to the next thing. So it's great if that happens to you as well. I know it doesn't always feel great because you're like, wow, I hated that. I thought I would have loved it, but it's just leading you to a better path fit for you. So even though our program, we only accept applications to the actual program in the fall, a job shadow is something that you can do at any point. And if you're comfortable arranging it on your own, by all means, you can do that. But if you need a little bit of coaching and a little bit of help to find the right alumni to speak with, you can absolutely use our office to get that extra help. So. And here's a testimonial and a really cool picture back when the Job Shadow program was still in person. So this is Chloe Lal. She's class of 2021. And she shadowed an alum who works for the Boston Celtics. And she said, I shadowed my match yesterday and it was unbelievable. I had so much fun and tried to take in as much information as I could while forming new relationships with the faculty and players. I came in with a bunch of questions and my match was able to answer all of them. And he gave me a tour of the state of the art practice facility. It was definitely a dream come true and a once in a lifetime experience I will never forget. So she had a great experience. And just so you all know, even though it's all virtual this year, we're still hearing great feedback from our students. For example, we had a virtual job shadow happen yesterday and I received an email from the student and she said it went so well and it even introduced her to a new career path that she didn't know existed before. So that's always a good thing. And you know, even though it's virtual, it's still a great program to be a part of. So, and here's another little testimonial from Greg Blum, who was class of 2020, and he shadowed an alum who was the manager of officiating and administration for the NFL. And there's a picture of them there. And he also said it was amazing, honestly, a dream come true. I've always wanted to be a part of the NFL and to have had that opportunity gave me a better chance to obtain a position within the organization. Job shadows are also great for networking. So not only learning about certain jobs or career paths, but you're also connecting with alumni who are working in the industry you're interested in. So it's a great opportunity, especially if you're matched with someone who works at an organization that you're interested in working at. So the next thing I wanted to speak about is informational interviewing. I know I touched on this briefly before, but I just want to share about how important it is to career exploration, because it's a tool to help individuals gain a better understanding about the knowledge, skills, and abilities needed in different careers. Basically, how it works is you are interviewing someone for information, so you can ask them about their day-to-day life in that position. You can ask about what they love, what they maybe don't love, and ideally you're going to find out about career paths that you didn't know existed. You're going to get tips and insider knowledge about how to prepare for and land your first career position. And ultimately, it allows you to initiate a professional relationship and start building your network. So I actually had a meeting earlier with a student today who's a senior. She's starting to think about applying for jobs. And I told her informational interviewing is a great way to start networking with companies, because you're asking them for advice, you're asking them for information, not necessarily asking them for a job. So when a job does open up at that company, you already have an in, you already have a connection. And really, it's just a great way to get more information, instead of just Googling something, reading an article about a certain career or something like that. I think informational interviewing, you get that firsthand information. So, and they're really easy to do. It can all be virtual. And again, use your career coach to help you figure out what sort of questions to ask or who to even ask them to. We are always happy to help with that. So we also have another program. It's called MVP, which stands for Mentoring Visionary Pioneers. It's available to sophomore students. So if you're a freshman, keep this in mind for next year. But basically, it's a program where you would be matched with an alum who works in an industry that you're interested in, and you're going to basically connect with them once a month, virtually or in person if it's allowed, to discuss their professional knowledge, their life experiences. It's a great opportunity, again, for networking. Having a mentor is always a wonderful thing, especially if you're just starting out in your career. Chances are you'll have questions about how certain things work, or maybe you'll just want to bounce some ideas off of someone in that industry. So this is a fantastic program, again, to just learn more about the career you're pursuing and start building your network as well. And ultimately, the purpose of this program is, to develop those short-term and long-term goals that will help, you as a student develop your good professional habits and, lead to that lifelong career success that we're all looking for. So that leaves us to the last slide here. I think, just take advantage of your career coach. You can make an appointment with us right on Handshake. I also recommend following our office on social media. We love going live. We love answering your questions. We post about all our upcoming events on Instagram. And definitely check out our website. We rebranded it about a few months ago, and it's completely changed. So if you haven't already been on there, please check it out. But yes, you can find more information about all the programs I spoke about there. And yeah, are there any questions? You feel free to put them in the chat box or come off of mute. I'll give it a few minutes if anyone has any questions. I don't see any coming in yet. But I hope this was helpful for you all. I think it's such a unique thing to come into college undecided. It's a great opportunity, honestly. I know it can be really overwhelming and really stressful, but think of it as a positive thing because you're getting the opportunity to explore, different careers that maybe you considered, and maybe you can take a class that you think sounds interesting, meet with a professor that teaches in a program you're considering, do some job shadowing, maybe an internship down the road. And then, you'll really feel ready once you start pursuing your career. So, all right, I don't see any questions. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and stop recording. And thank you so much to everyone who joined today.